Do you need help to improve your financial situation as a student? And you really want to get a good income during grad and undergrad school, or while you are working in developing your research career as a young researcher? Have you been stuck during grad school with no money or very little money every month or sometimes? Please stay here. I'm helping you, and I will let you now know how you can manage money, make a good income for yourself during grad school and research career development. And also I'm going to tell you how you can save money better. My name is Hana Hakami, and I have been a student almost all my life long, for 27 years of my life, before I was granted my PhD degree early this year in February 2021. I have been a student in multiple cities and multiple countries, either as a local person or an international student. So I can provide you some good advices based on my experience as a former student who could survive being broken, made a good living through, saved money successfully to settle and build a stable financial situation. And I am still seeking a better money management for a settled present and brighter future. My main big advice here before we say anything, start now saving money and making it. To do so, listen carefully to the following advices. The first thing, to make money, you need to work for it and you need to save. The more you save, the more you can make and invest in what you have. But so many people start with no money. And even some people start from minus situation where they have to start everything from scratch and make up for the time they were broken and they have to close their debits. So remember, everything comes gradually. Okay, some people are lucky because they are born rich, but still everybody needs to learn how to save money and manage it successfully, then gradually making money more and invest in it. You need to write down what you have now. Even if you have nothing, even if you have debts to pay, just write what you have now. As I said, even if it's zero or minus money in your pocket. After you write down what you have now and your current financial situation, write everything you need to put money on it and everything you spend daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and so on. Home rent or finance, bedding and sleeping comfort, grocery, food and beverages, transportation and transportation's access, IDs and renewals, internet access, cell phone and electronics, all your billings, clothes and clothing related stuffs. If you go to a restaurant and outings, write down what you have put for that, including tipping, gifts and entertainment, laundry, electricity and heating or cooling, gym, memberships, insurances, etc., etc. Basically, write down every single thing and specify a book for that to frequently come every month, every 2 months, every 6 months, or annually if you want, to review your spendings and your financial situation. Make sure you write all the details, even the small things, and the very high priority like self-care and medicine, to buying a chewing gum. Don't forget to write every commitment that you have signed up and when it's expiring, if renewal is required, if cancelling is possible, because you don't really need it. Meanwhile doing that, it is a good idea to check your debit and credit card statements for the past 2 to 3 months to have a better idea about your spendings versus your income. Why I'm mentioning to write down everything? Because here basically where we can start to surely have a full awareness about your money use and dealing with finance. Just discover better your financial habits. When you write down that, you can easily set a plan and go through your habits in living and readjust accordingly. You can distinguish things important and essentials for you versus things that you can quit them, and how to adapt a new financial plan for smarter living spendings. When you have everything in front of you, the planning for improving your income, savings, and finding new income resources most likely will be successful. And the likelihood of eliminating unnecessary and harming spendings is high. So now, after reviewing your current financial situation and spendings, set and plan your budget, your outcomes versus incomes. Refresh your thoughts about your income and work toward independency, i.e., make sure you will be self-sufficient 100%. Now is the time to work on correcting and discarding from bad habits with spending money on items are the least important, or items that waste your money more than being fruitful. Find better alternatives for your spendings that provide similar quality but with less costs, or even with a better quality with reduced costs. Basically, build your budget with a deep understanding and plan it with a full awareness of why you are doing that, and having limits over the maximum usage you can reach every week, every day if possible. And here I want to tell you, it's very important to keep this budget planning consistent every 2 to 3 months to make sure that you are on track and moving toward the right direction for savings and making better money, also to readjust yourself constantly. Now, let's talk about how to make better income. As a student, I always recommend to apply for bursaries, scholarships, fellowship awards, financial supportive programs and plans for students. Even if your PI or your school is paying you, even if you don't have to worry about your livings as a student because of somebody giving you the full sponsorship to pay you the cost of your schooling. Either you live alone or you live with your family. If you find yourself you can manage your time, especially when you are a full-time student and you find a room to work part-time, go for it. One of the secrets that I always kept and maintained a very good financial situation during my studies, since I was in intermediate school, going through high school, university, master's and PhD in different places, with different conditions, with living with my family, living alone, living in my own home country or abroad, that I was constantly working and keeping more than one income resource. Even if it's bring little money, still good to work and keep consistent. Being consistent is the key of every success. Again, work constantly and smartly on having multiple income resources. And be kind and honest with yourself when you are doing that. Because if you overwork yourself, you may lose your strength physically and mentally to maintain your financial situation and to build a solid financial situation. Since we are talking here about working part-time, I would like to suggest on working on finding the best passive income resources for your skills, to your vision, abilities to be in control of your time and in control of managing them, and the efforts to give for these resources. It can do nothing with your school topic and major in school. Examples: writing and selling books, selling a cloth line or a design, an app that you can develop. You can have money investment in stocks and shares. You can always start small and grow slowly but surely. Use the available counseling services to help you through. There are so many counseling services can be provided within the school you are in or in the area you live or simply online with very reasonable prices. Also, YouTube is full of experiences you can search and watch. Meanwhile, you are discovering and building your passive income resources. Put some time on tutoring, TAing, and invigilating exams if possible. This will add to your CV an amazing experience if you are looking for an academic career path. You can also babysit or child sit if you love baby and children's and you are good in that, plus having the permission to do it with knowledge in this job. Now we will come to how to save money. To save money, the first thing to do, of course, is to get off all the bad spending habits. Stop putting your money in trash by wasting it in a very cheap way. I mean by saying that, quit having anything takes money from you that does not deserve it. And it is highly suggested that you ask yourself every time you see something while you are shopping or you are going to shop for it multiple times, if this item really deserves the money for it and if this item really deserves to get it. Before buying any item, question the real quality and the benefits that you are paying for it. Here I want to raise a flag about to avoid distractors and distinguish them when they come to you, like distracting ads that appear around you when you are walking by the street or when you are surfing the internet. Be honest and nicely clear with your peers that applying some pressure on you to buy something that you don't really want or encourage you to put money on something in a way or another that you do it just because you are with them. Also, guys, I would like to tell you a list of things I found myself sometimes or my classmates were doing, and these things really worsen their financial situation or incredibly improve their financial situations while being a student. The main thing I would like to highlight here, get rid of the idea and never adapt it that since you are student, that means your life is based on having low income, uncertainty about your financial situation and income resources. Make yourself prepared to own your own home and you have your own business ready just when you finish school or while you are a student. Then, don't shop frequently. Too frequent shopping and or too long shopping session lead to wasting money. Before you go shopping, have a list. Even when you are writing your shopping list, question every item. If you really want it now, if it's really important and necessary, it can be purchased later. And if you have it in your home and you forgot about having a similar item can serve the same function, make a plan to sufficiently use the item that you want to buy, not piling it at your home or throw it in your back bag and forget about it until it's expired or so. Again, definitely shop only when you have a shopping list of what to buy, especially when you go to shop in a supermarket, a grocery, a pharmacy, and a big shopping mall. Because in these places, most of the time people buy from their things are not used efficiently and end up in the garbage bin. Here I want to say something to students, especially the students that are very excited and at the beginning of every semester or every academic year, they go for stationery shopping. Do not waste your money on too many stationery elements. Believe me, the world is full of pencils, pins, clips, stapler, stickers, sticky notes, erasers, sharpeners, rulers, notebooks, binders, highlighters, etc., to all the way through the stationery list. If you really have to do, and you really need stationery items to buy, the first thing you need to do is to go through your working desk and check what you have and what you don't have. Check your chest drawers. Look at them. You may forget that you have things you bought. Also, when you buy them in small, reasonable quantities. Most of the times, pens dry up before fully using them. Also, when you shop them, preferably show them from a thrift store. Also, normally, labs, schools, research centers, and student services gift stationery items or provide them for free for students and visitors. Okay, now listen to this. This thing really changed my life in a very good way. Buying second hands with reduced money is not only good for the environment, but it's also good for your pocket, for your money savings and making. It is a very good idea that if there is an item that you don't need anymore, that you can sell it as a second hand as well. Or maybe just gift it to someone else that's in need. Remember, that will save your money and it will help someone else to save and make money. And the more you can save money, the more you can invest and make out of it. Now the next message. Do not put your money on fast fashion. I suggest to everyone to buy a few good to high quality items that last longer and fit several occasions. It is an investment in your money. It is not spending. Oh, wow. The next. Listen to it, okay? Declutter and clean up and make your spaces in your school, in your locker, in your room, in your working station at home, in your study, in your kitchen, pantry, fridge, freezer, wardrobe constantly. When you go through all these places to rearrange them, you will find every time something you need to declutter it, recycle it, expire it, go through the garbage, or you discover things or remember things that you had but you forgot about them. Do that as frequent as possible. Messy and crowded spaces with all sorts of stuffs lead to more money wasting quickly. If you are a makeup lover, do not buy too many makeup. And don't waste your money on cheap makeup. The makeup items expire faster than you think or you feel. Time flies so fast. Cheap makeup items, they are like fast fashion. Mostly they are cheap, tear fast, go bad fast, and may harm you and your health. Before makeup shopping, as I suggested before for everything, but I want to highlight it here, it's a good idea to reorganize what you have, to put a better idea about what you are going to buy and what you will use. Again, don't stock and pile stuffs in your home and in your study. Otherwise, you will find sadly yourself throwing too many items you spend money on them to the trash after a while. The next advice, it may not apply for all students, but I know there are so many people who spend their money on buying journals and magazines. I'm not saying journals and magazines are not important, but eco-think and be money friendly. Opt out useless and not effectively used memberships. If you opt in or you want to stay opt in, a membership or a health plan, you want it and you see yourself need it, then use it effectively. Don't buy paper-based books if possible, especially for coursework. Hard copy books take spaces, money, and go old quickly. They go aged. If you really need to obtain a book, use it sufficiently. And it is a good idea to buy second-hand hard books. Maybe you don't need to go even for a second-hand purchase. you may get them for free from a former student, friends, or simply by borrowing them from the school library. Avoid paper printing and photocopying if it is not formally required for your school and official paperwork. Use free scanning services in your school, or you just can use your cell phone camera. Find all the possible ways that you can use to reduce living expenses with the best quality that provide you a peaceful, happy life. Examples for reducing living expenses. To reduce the electricity usage in your invoice, instead of buying an old cheap TV, even if it's a second hand, go for a more modern TV, if possible as a second hand TV that electrically consume half of the usage of the other old TV version. Or instead of buying the $1 100-watt bulb, buy an energy saving bulb for a few more dollars that will give similar lighting but away consuming less electricity and last longer. Instead of running the laundry 3 to 4 times a week, run it once to twice a week if needed. If you go to a store like a restaurant, supermarket, or any service store, check before if they serve well. Check also if they have plans or discounts for students. Ask the store if there is something like that. Don't feel shy to ask about discounts for students. There are a lot of places are student friendly and offer deals and discounts for students or people with low income. Don't forget to carry your student ID or proof with you or on your phone to present if needed. My last recommendation for today's episode on how to save and make money, it is about your health. You need to keep your physical and mental health in shape by correcting your living style and habits, which will save you happier and enable you to work in peace and make better money and better savings. Invest always in your health in the best way possible. If you don't keep your health in shape, you will lose it, and if you lose it, it will cost you dearly. Here we came to the end of today's episode. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. It will help me to grow. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.